Yeah, want to build a new structure as a venture capital. Currently, the majority of the venture capital are investor, with fund. But for hardware start company, the money is not everything. They do need industry resource to help them to fix the technical problem, and they want to. Since we have been very connected in Shenzhen for hardware ecosystem, and I myself used to be one of the largest factory owner in China for electronics, and we do have a resource in hardware, and they want to build a hardware platform for software developer, for software entrepreneurs.
So you have the expertise that you can provide entrepreneurs in addition to giving them capital. You say money isn't everything, though hardware is a particularly capital-intensive business to be in, right? So you are still investing money into these entrepreneurs that you're working with, right?
Yes, but currently the money is fund is not our top priority. Currently, our priority is still on industrial.
Providing them resources and expertise.
Yes. And if you look at the venture capital as a bigger ecosystem, there are different elements in it to supporting such companies to grow. Fund is one critical element, and technical resource is another one.
So would you say the entrepreneurial community here is as big as it's ever been?
Yes, and since Shenzhen is an immigrant city, 97% of the population are immigrants, and people leave their hometown, leave their comfort zone. They come here for a reason. They come here for a dream. Shenzhen has the most entrepreneur in China.
And how much more innovation is happening here in hardware than in other parts of, like say in Silicon Valley, which is often said to be the leader in tech startups?
For hardware start company, Shenzhen do have advantage, but Shenzhen has the most. We have the most available hardware resources here, and that's making hardware start company much easier, and they could be much faster. And we also have an office in Palo Alto, in Silicon Valley, and we've been hosting start company from Silicon Valley. And comparing with Silicon Valley, the Bay Area. Shenzhen is still much more friendly for hardware start company.
So hardware is what Shenzhen is known for, but I'm sure there are other areas of technology that people are really excited about here. So what are some of the other areas that VCs are investing in Shenzhen and that entrepreneurs are building on?
Shenzhen has a very diversified hardware ecosystem. For software, they have giants leading by Tencent. And they have a communication giants leading by Huawei, and also the hardware, of course. And the biggest Chinese EV electronic car maker is in Shenzhen, BYD. Shenzhen is the hub for industrial automation in China.
So there's innovation happening across the entire technology stack.
Correct.
What predictions do you have going into next year? Do you think there'll be increased investment from foreign venture funds, like from U.S. investors, or what areas do you expect to get the most attention from investors?
Unfortunately, the current tension between U.S. and China is setting up a barrier for the flow of fund. There are U.S. capitals that has been very active in China. The IDG and
there are some funds that have been
Sequoia, and but the current tension it is creating a barrier. But we believe after the tension is getting relaxed and both countries make agreement. I would say there will be more and more flow on technology and also the fund.
Right, then we'll see.
Into it.
We'll see increased investment going both directions.
Correct. Yes.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us. I think that's all the time we have, but hopefully we'll see you again next time.
Thank you for interviewing.
Thanks.
Yeah, great.